Okay, so I thought I would wait a day before I make a video on this whole David Coote situation. I think also waiting a day means I don't have to explain myself and what this whole situation is about. If you don't know what it's about, you're probably living under a rock. And listen, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one that thought, okay, now after this video servers, let's go see which games exactly was David Coote involved in where decisions never go our way. This is probably the main one. This one here costed Liverpool essentially a Premier League title because Man City, I think, won this game at Goodison. They were versing Everton. And this should have been a penalty. Who knows? Maybe the penalty could have been missed also. Like, we'll never know. But there's blatant handball. David Coote was the VAR. It went to VAR. It really should have been overturned. You know, after seeing it multiple times, why aren't you giving this as a handball? I have no idea. You know, I respect Jurgen Klopp a lot more now. The man had to battle corrupt referees along with 115 charges Manchester City. It wasn't an easy job. I understand now. I understand, Klopp, why you ran out of energy. I mean, there were so many bad calls, okay? Here's just some also. Origi was fouled versus Manchester United, leading to the United goal. I think this was in the season where we actually did end up winning the league, but it was just blatant. Like, it was such a bad foul. And I think Liverpool actually ended up drawing that game as well. We had an 18-game winning streak. We drew that game. We went on another 18-game winning streak. So this game shouldn't have even been a draw. Liverpool should have won this game. And we would have had such a long winning streak. I think that record would have been untouchable. For Klopp also, it would have been another thing to just cement his legacy in the Premier League. Then Odegaard's handball, I don't know if you all remember that. That was last season where Liverpool was still arguably in the title race as well. And Arsenal came to Anfield. And you know, if had Liverpool won that, maybe we would have still had momentum to go all the way. Who knows? It's like the problem is now there's a lot of who knows that could have happened when it should have just been blatant yes, no, and that wasn't given as a handball, that wasn't given as a penalty, and now we'll never know. Yeah, Pickford and Van Dijk, that was a bad one as well. You know, Van Dijk's whole ACL injury. Pickford wasn't sent off. I don't know how you can look at that replay also over and over and over. How do you look at this and not give a red card? I don't understand it. Last season as well, when Liverpool drew against Manchester City at Anfield, Doku Frank kicking McAllister's chest, David Coote was involved in that game as well. David Coote, it's not looking good, bruv. You look at this also, teams with the best win percentages when officiated by David Coote, 5+ games. Man City, 100% win rate. I know Man City is still good. I'm not saying Man City is not good. They definitely have the ability to still have a 100% win rate. But then you look, second place is 66. United in third, 62. Like, that jump from 100 to 60s is insane. And now, if I have to look at it from a human perspective, okay, listen, David Coote is human. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure all of the other officials also, when they go home, you know, they have dinner with their family or something. One of the family members will be like, "Oh, how was Pep Guardiola today?" Then I'm sure that even if it's Anthony Taylor, Michael Oliver, all of these guys probably do talk bad about Premier League teams and Premier League managers and Premier League players. I'm sure they're human at the end of the day. I would have done that if I was them, sure. But this guy, why are you recording it? He was probably definitely under the influence of something. But the fact that he recorded it, and now essentially, yeah, that's his career almost done for. I can't see any other decision besides, okay, you got the suspension, but now when he comes back from the suspension, does he go straight into Premier League games again? I don't think so. I don't think he should. I think he should be a championship manager at best. Not manager, sorry, referee. It's championship level at this point now. But personally, yeah, it's a normal human thing to do. We're all human, so I'm not gonna look here and say, oh, how could you have had the audacity to say this? How could you have had the audacity to record yourself? That's, yeah, I don't know who this guy is. You know, this is the guy that essentially caused it for him. But yeah, I know it's a normal thing. But now it just shows the biasness that was in the Premier League. It shows the biasness that some of these officials do have against your club. Because I think it's Michael Oliver for United. A lot of the United fans say he has something against him. Who knows? Maybe Michael Oliver is biased against United. Anthony Taylor against Chelsea. That, I'll be honest with you, as a Liverpool fan, I see that. I see Anthony Taylor giving wrong calls at Chelsea. So who knows? What if Anthony Taylor as well has a biasness against Chelsea? The fact is, the best league in the world shouldn't be having referees that show their bias so easily. We all, as football fans, can tell, you know, the Premier League is the best league in the world, yet we have the worst officials in the world. How does that make sense? Yeah, that's my 2 cents on this whole situation. What are your guys' thoughts on David Coote, and what do you think is going to happen with this guy?